Aggie retrieved her bullwhip from the stage floor. How embarrassing. And cracked it next to Hottie's cheek. He didn't flinch. His body tensed, but not with fear. From the slight gasp he emitted and the flutter of his lashes, she could tell her threat turned him on. Most men liked to watch Aggie's routine from the shadows and think they could take her abuse. Trying to show their toughness, they chose the dominatrix in leather to entertain them at Paradise Found, but few sat within striking distance of her bullwhip. Not that she'd actually hit anyone at the club. If a man wanted her to punish him for being born with a Y chromosome, he had to pay extra. Aggie drew her arm back and lashed her whip at the new arrival's cheek again. The leather snapped centimeters from his skin. She was satisfied when he didn't flinch this time either. Oh, Lord, he'd be fun to break. It had been forever since she'd had a real challenge in her dungeon. He stared directly into her eyes as she danced closer. He looked quite young, mid-20s maybe, but he had eyes wise beyond his years. She'd bet he'd seen a lot of tragedy in his life. Many of those who sought her for release had. The young man beckoned her closer with a crooked finger. Surprised, she arched a brow at him and glanced at Eli, the bouncer who stood near the stage. She wasn't supposed to discuss her side business at the club. As far as her co-workers were concerned, Aggie's dominatrix routine was entirely an act. Later, when she moved to the floor to interact with customers on a more personal basis, she would slip her card to potential slaves, but her stage set wasn't over yet. She needed to concentrate on her dancing, and not daydream about making some tough-looking uber cutie her bitch. Aggie hooked her leg around a silver pole and twirled around it, her long black hair flying out behind her. When she stopped, she found the guy had vacated his chair and was standing against the stage at her feet. He pulled a bill from his back pocket and held it out to her between two fingers. "Hello, C-Note. Mama needs a new pair of boots."